Hi and welcome to today's video where I've got my beauty purchases for August. So I've got a few items in front of me and I'll try and go in some order of when they were purchased. The first one is actually a set and it is from ASOS. Now this was one of their monthly beauty boxes which they tend to release at the early part of each month. And I happened to see it, I think shortly after it went live. So I paid for expedited delivery. It came within about a couple of days, but the time I received it, it sold out. So I didn't do a video solely on this because I didn't want to annoy people because it's something you can't get. It's not coming back in stock. But obviously in this roundup, I'll include it. And also it's just to let you know that there are quite good beauty boxes that ASOS do. They do quite a lot. Not all of them interest me, but there may be some that interest you. That had a retail cost of £18. So, what was in here? There's several items in here. Now, I think when it was advertised, one of the items was supposed to be referencing 15mm somewhere along the line. But when I got it, it wasn't. It was only 7mm. But it is the Magic Cream by Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm a bit disappointed in the size. But this wasn't the only reason I wanted this box, but still. So here it is. This is the Magic Cream, 7mm. I've had this size before. But it's nice to have, and I think it's good to try if you've not had the opportunity to try that before. Then there is a mascara from Kylie Jenner, Kylash, which are made by Colourpop in the USA. And this one is a travel size or a mini, I presume, 5mm. So 5mm is quite a bit of mascara. Some full size around that size anyway. Now this is a very big one, so I don't particularly like that sort of shape. It can be a bit too big for my eyes, but I think it may be a volumizing mascara, which I quite like. Yes, it's a volume. That sort of brush is a volumizing brush. I've not tried this formula, or I don't think I've tried mascara from this brand before. Well, I haven't, so I'd be great to put that into my collection. There is also a small sample from Way, and it's of a fragrance, Melrose Place. It's a pity it's not St. Bart's because I wanted to try that one, but I have smelled the body lotion and it was awful, but I think it had gone off because Way uses a lot of natural ingredients. Now this is a fresh floral, Melrose Place. Does it say it's a velvety rose fragrance with hints of bergamot, lychee, cedarwood and white musk? So obviously they're taking the influence from Delina. I also noticed some Lily of the Valley as well in this, although it's not listed. It's very nice and fresh, floral, and quite a spring sort of note to it, or a vibe. It's not particularly like Delina, I would say, but I think there's elements thereof. You only get a small vial, but yeah, I'm glad to be able to give that one a try. The next item is by Lancaster, and they're a very old company that have been going on many years. They seem to only get popular again in the last very few years, but I remember them in the 70s and 80s. They were around, and I think they were part of the Revlon company, I think. And that is, it says Sun Beauty Sublime Tan Body Milk, water resistant, SPF 30. So I've not tried this. I mean, Lancaster have been well known for sun protection. It doesn't actually have a seal on it, but you do get quite a lot in there, and it will be used. So it's a body milk. Yeah, very, very good. The penultimate item is Sol de Janeiro fragrance Cheirosa 48 perfume. So what does it say? Freesia. No, it doesn't say Freesia. Guava, nectar, and orchid, and pink musk. Yeah. It's a generic, sweet, quite a girly sort of fragrance, quite youthful. Not quite artificial smelling. Not a favourite of mine, but certainly not bad. Certainly not none of the worst. I mean, I think they're generally fine. Sol de Janeiro fragrances, and I'm sure many people do like that one. So it's Gerosa 48, and this is I think a 30 ml, so it's only a mini. But the travel is 90 and 180 is the full size. In terms of mils. And then the final item, I did want to try this, and I was actually I was going to pick one up at one time, and this is the Morphe Jet Setter On The Go Complexion Trio. So this one has, I'll show you. So it has a protection mist. It's a mini continuous prep and set. Now this one, it has ceramides and antioxidants. So it's like the original, but with extra skincare benefits. So also in here, it's a little set. You get a Morphe powder, which I will be passing on. How much that is called, Mini Bake and Set, 2.6 gram. And then there is a mini makeup application sponge. So that's for base products. So I shall keep that. Like I say, I will pass the powder on. And then I'll go through the rest of the items that I purchased. So that box was £18, just to give you an idea of the sort of cost and the value of these items. So I also purchased, put all these away. I went into TK Maxx. I was quite pleased that they had, in fact this is the only one they had, a Gucci limited edition lipstick. So it's in the satin formula, although it's not particularly shiny by any means, but it has the Art Deco print, and it's in pink rather than a very light blush pink with obviously a gold bottom, very heavy. It's normally all gold, so it's because of limited edition they've changed it. The cap is heavy, it's not magnetised, it's a click, but it's very, very heavy component. So this, in its standard formulation, it wasn't a colour I particularly liked. Here it is. So this one is called Janet Rust, which is a rust colour, but this one has sparkles in, which look, quite similar to the actual product, but they do have a blue iridescent, so it changes it and makes it a slightly cooler. Now this is a warm tone, reddish sort of shade, but with the blue sparkles it stops it being as rusty as the original Janet Rust. I have worn it a couple of times and I really enjoy it. So this is a beautiful autumnal colour. These retail, I don't know how much the limited edition ones are, but they're around between £36 and £40 for these, and this it hadn't been tampered with or tried, and this was £19.99 at TK Maxx. So I really do like this one, and there is some shimmer to it, so it's not flat matte. I don't generally like mattes. I don't like, and the Gucci matte formula is a powder, so it's quite powdery, which means it is very, very thin, thin surface layer on the lips. So I've got the Gucci. I also, when there was a sale on, I picked up, I think it was a number of items. Some were more health than beauty, if you know what I mean. But I managed to pick up a couple of, I can't recall whether they were some boots or they may have looked fantastic. But it's I love Ole Henriksen, so it's Ole Henriksen, and I've been wanting to try these. In the last year, these have become quite popular, and many people liked the Summer Fridays. Some say they prefer this one, or they say they don't because it has an aftertaste. I don't know. So I thought I'd give it a try. It's the Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment 12ml. So this was in the sale, I think, for around £12, and here it is. So it is in creme brulee, and I thought creme brulee glitter. Is it glitter or glimmer? Glimmer. So I've not tried this yet. I've got a lot of fragrances on, so I'm not sure I'll detect this, but I wanted to give that one a try. So when I finish the Summer Fridays brown sugar, I think I may well break that one out and see what it's like. So that's interesting. And then I also picked up, and it's one I've been trying to get for about the last couple of years, and one time it wasn't sent out and it went out of stock. I think they just forgot to send the package out. That was Debenhams. And Boots, were supposed to have it in store, they never did. So I managed to pick this up online. And it is the Shadow in Diamond Dog. So this is like lithium, very, very similar to lithium, the colour, but Moon Dust. But there's a slight difference to that. I prefer it slightly. I can't remember the difference between the two, but at a distance they do look quite similar. So here it is. So it is a taupey shade. That's it, which I like. I do like the acrylic packaging, but I was going to get lithium, but I actually prefer this one. So this I would use as a topper. So I have Space Cowboy that is a bit more peachy pinky shade. It doesn't have a lot of body, it's really just the glitter there, but I am pleased to have this because it's not always readily available, and I don't think it's been available in any of their 5-pan kits containers. But to be honest, I actually like the single one. The acrylic container is nice and weighty, so that I got for £16. I think it's normally 23 or more for that, so I was pleased with that. And then the final items I happened to pick up randomly in Superdrug, because what they have done is they've brought in a lot of new companies and new brands into their beauty and makeup, and they have discontinued others. So Mina, which is a Spanish brand which I do love, was discontinued over the summer, which I was very sorry to see. Whatever they did, they mustn't have made a big impact in the UK, but I did feel that their products were quality manufactured and were really good, really competitively priced. And I have used this product. I'm not sure if this in this number, because they do have quite a lot of brow shades that are very, very similar in colour, a bit like the Benefit ones. So I've had blonde before, and this one, it says it's 554. And does it tell you the colour? It's either a blonde or a pale taupe. And oh, this one's has it broken? I'm a bit annoyed if it has. It has indeed. So it won't go back in. Now that is a shame. And it has broken off. Luckily I didn't pay a lot of money for this. So there's one. Where's the other? So it may have been broken when I got it, because it only tested one. And I'll get the other one out now. They're a bit difficult to get out of the packaging. I'll try and recover that. But here it is. Yeah, this one's fine. And I never tested the other. So they're both the same colour. So it is a taupe. So it does go back in. I wonder if the mechanism is purely broken on this one. I think it might, on the other one, it might well be. Yes. No, it's gone down now. So this is on a clean surface. So I'm going to see. Yes, it's gone back in. So when I need to use use them up, I will use this one first. I think that's going to be the best way. But it's a taupe. I only paid £1.50 for them. So that is, quite inexpensive. Put that one there. And it was original. Did it give its original price? It says was £5, so it was still inexpensive. And then it had clearance at £3. And I thought that's fine. I took it to the till and it came off at £1.50 and took extra off. So it was only £3 for 2. So I do like both of those. Both in the same shade in 554. So they're all the purchases. Obviously one in a box. These two together, and this one at TK Maxx. So that's everything I've got in August. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you shop at TK Maxx, or do you look in the aisle bins at Superdrug, like I do? Let me know your thoughts down below about these items, and let's have a discussion. Otherwise, can I say thank you very much for watching, as I do appreciate that your time is valuable. So thank you for spending some of your precious time with me. Otherwise, I hope you have an enjoyable evening, day, or whenever you're watching. Please do take care of yourselves, and hopefully I shall see you very soon. And bye for now.